Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Real People Having Real Results with this incredible redox signaling technology. I have said, and I have said it so many times, this is one of the greatest breakthroughs of our time. I have heard people compare this to the discovery of DNA, the discovery of penicillin, which sounds crazy. And guys, breakthroughs always sound too good to be true. And that is why I have, for 8 years, continued to share this, because I've watched time and time again these molecules impact people's lives in ways that just like it blows your mind. And so I decided to start this so you can start meeting those people too. You can actually hear directly from people. When I say I get paid in goosebumps, you're going to get to hear the goosebump stories. And I'm really excited today to bring a friend of mine on here. Christina is with us, and I am going to go ahead and give you a moment. Fru, thanks so much for coming. Will you take a moment just to say hi and introduce yourself to everybody?
Sure. Thank you very much for having me over here. Hello, everybody. My name is Frugina Carson, and I'm having this conversation from Mississippi with Danielle today, and I'm so grateful for it. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm happy you could come on. So let's jump right into it. You and I met online. We met on Facebook, and I reached out to you. And I tell everybody, I love turning strangers into friends, and those friends then become like family to me. And I just, I love connecting with people. So that's how we got connected a couple years back. And I'd love for you to just tell everybody what it was that, number one, you wanted to actually respond to me, but number two, what caught your curiosity with the redox signaling that I was sharing with you?
Well, I responded to you because you approached me in a way where I felt like you knew who you were talking to, and that was honestly very refreshing. And of course, I also have to add that it was brave. So thank you for doing that, because of course, people like you, I and other people wouldn't know about what's going on in science with this breakthrough. But I got interested because my dad, who lives in Hungary, was dealing with some difficulties in his health. Yeah. And I was far from him, and I couldn't really help him unless I found a solution that was available in Hungary, which it is. So that's great. And of course, hearing your story wanted me to try it on my husband, who sustained several traumatic brain injuries and was actually diagnosed with CT, which is more of like a series of several brain injuries, and so ended up trying it myself and experiencing great things on, in his health, in his memory, in his energy, my sleep quality. But then as I shared it with other people from our family, I've seen people getting better hormones, like better blood sugar, like better vitals, basically, is so people who get checked regularly and they take it faithfully are actually testifying for some amazing, great results all over.
Yeah, it's been so fun watching you start. When I first met you, you were thinking about everybody else. And just so you guys are aware that are listening, you can get ASEA in over 30 countries. So it's all across Europe. And that was like, I know you were like, yes, okay, great, it's going to Hungary. You started helping over there. So I know, though, you also had an interesting experience, because you and I got to meet in person, and it was actually during that meeting that you had this epiphany about what the redox was doing for you, because you had stopped taking it. So tell everybody about that, because I just think it's wild. Like, sometimes we forget what we have going on. We don't realize where it's working. I know you didn't fill out like a baseline tracker form, so we had nothing to refer back to, but I think this is a fun experience I want people to hear.
So yeah, no, correct. I did not fill out, but now I would suggest for everybody before they start taking it to fill it out, because it's quite vital. And why? It's because when we get better, we don't really notice it, or we forget about it. We notice it, and oh, great, and then we move on to the next problem. So I was taking 4 ounces a day for 3 months, and I ran out of product, and my order came in late, or I left without product, or I don't exactly remember the details. But what happened was that when I was not taking it for 4 days or 5 days, and I went to a meeting, and I ate and drank as I already got used to being able to on a
Could live life
I
again
went
normally.
home
Yeah.
from that meeting. I went home from that meeting, and I felt quite uncomfortable in several different places. So I felt this pressure in my head, and I was nauseous, and I had to ask my mom, stop the car and get out and get some fresh air. And so as I was really going through this horrible feeling throughout pretty much the rest of the day, I realized, oh my goodness. So throughout this whole 3 months, I did not have one of these headaches, which usually last like, maybe not 24 hours, but like 12 hours, really
Yep.
bad one. So I needed to be without it for a while to realize what it actually added to my life.
Yeah, isn't it wild? And it's something that this is why I usually tell people to baseline, because you forget, when you start to feel better, how quickly you're just like, oh yeah, this is life. You forget how bad it used to be, or
Yes.
you notice little things. Like I remember you telling me, like, Danielle, I'm like, my dreams are so vivid.
That's right. Yeah, my dreams, and I slept much better. And I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for some, but I started to take like afternoon naps, and I felt like a little queen, like, oh, I can go on my beauty nap now. And I just felt better like day by day. It really is an amazing experience.
Well, it's interesting because the body does a lot of repair work when you sleep. And so we know, like from the research, that this turns on one of the genes, EGR1, that helps the body regulate their circadian rhythm. So we know that it helps people with their sleep cycle. But I also know people get tired sometimes when they drink it, because the body is trying to get into the state where it can do a lot of repair. And so it does that better when you're sleeping. So
Right.
it's totally normal. And I'm glad you were in a space where you were able to do it. And you were drinking 4 ounces a day for a long, long time. And then a couple of weeks ago, you called me because you guys finally doubled up to the magic 8. Can you tell me about that?
Yes. Yeah. So over 2 years, I've been taking 4 ounces a day, and my husband was taking the same amount, but he's a little bit older than me, and also he started it a year later than me. So well, I've been challenged, and I thought, I spend this much money on vitamins and supplements, and the antioxidants and the probiotics, and then I pay so much attention to not to get any toxins in from the food. And as I was reading more about it, I really realized that the key is to do this in the way where we can use all the nutrients and everything better and better. And that's what I keep hearing from people, that when they take it, they need less of the vitamin B, and they need less vitamin B12, or whatever vitamins those are that they used to be deficient, and now they are no longer deficient absorbing it. So I thought really the most effective and cost effective really way to do this is if I double it up, and then we spend less on acupuncture, we spend less on
Yep.
chiropractor, and then so just everything really. And so we went up to 8, and both of us were, well, I did it gradually. I went to 6, and then I went to 8. So to me it was little bumps, like after, but my husband, he was just like, oh my goodness, what's going on today? I'm feeling great. And this is 24 hours into. And I said, well, honey, I think I know what it might be. I just double it up, your intake on a SIA.
Yep.
So yeah, it's more energy, it's more focus, it's more of the good things. It's really awesome.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. It's always a play of like, how much over what period of time, right? It's like construction workers coming into the job site. The more you put in, the more repair happens, and you start to feel that. So the last question I have for you before we wrap up is, why do you feel that the world needs to know about this stuff? Why is it that you're spending your time and your energy sharing and educating other people?
because actually at the time when you and I met, I was full-time helping people with coaching them in wellness, and really the biggest challenge that I experienced was being able to keep people accountable for the lifestyle changes. And of course, as our understanding is becoming clearer about, you know, all the toxins and all the stress that we are exposed to on a daily basis, people are going to improve, and coaches are, you know, needed, and which also means that people are needed who can get the information out there.
Sure.
And I love to share I love to share anything good with other people, but it really brings us closer together when we have one common goal, which is, you know, health is really wealth. And so moving from focusing on money, we can move towards focusing on health, and we can find that that's really going to help us spend less on other things, and just be sick, and we're going to be able to enjoy more of our time that we can spend, you know, with our loved ones, versus you know, like health crisis with health crises, and finding time to heal from injuries and these sort of things. So I really think that there is a shift going on right now that's happening in healthcare, and I think that people like you and those wonderful people who are out there to share this technology are really helping with this shift.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shift to be able to say, look, you don't need something external, you know, that's going to mask a symptom. You can actually get the body empowered to heal itself. And like, that is what holistic medicine is all about. And it's something that I'm super passionate about, because that's what ultimately helped me with, you know, repairing when I was told, you know, this is my new normal by doctors. And so I believe knowledge is power. Get educated, guys, learn about this stuff, reach out to Fru, reach out to myself, get your questions answered about this, keep coming back to hear more stories, more people that are having real results with this revolutionary technology. And I truly believe this is the best biohack out there. It's something I believe will be in every person's household. It is just a matter of time. If you guys have seen what I've seen and you knew what I knew, and that's why I'm trying to bring it to you this way, so you start to gain that knowledge and that perspective. So as always, I see you, I believe in you. You have so much potential within you. It's time to let it out and to let it shine. Thank you so much, Fru, for coming on. And everybody, we'll see you back next time.
Thank you very much.